Okay, Kevin, your horror efforts have been a bit of a mixed bag, let's be honest, but you got one more time to prove your might, and we're ready for it.
We've got high hopes for you, Mr. Smith, so we're gonna sit down, lock in, and let Yoga Hoses do the talking.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Here's the first movie.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Peel that pig and slice him thick.
The body count is always bigger.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
The fucking trees walked in those movies.
Hi, doggy.
What a story, Mark.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled.
It's just like your opinion, man.
Life moves pretty fast.
If you want your sequel to become a franchise.
37 dicks.
In a row?
I'm your number one fan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Marathon Me with your hosts, Rhys
and Kane.
And before we jump into Yoga Hoses, the sort of final major sort of canon Kevin Smith horror movie before he goes in a different direction once again, we have something else to discuss quickly, which is amidst all the horror. Kevin goes back, opens the Viewer Skew book once more to remind us that it's not dead. These characters are not dead. Jay and Silent Bob are back, and he has written an animated movie just for them called Jay and Silent Bob Super Groovy cartoon movie. And Kane, do you remember watching this for the first time together in our Kevin Smith marathon where we had to seek this out and buy it on physical media? We asked the JB Hi-Fi workers if they had it in stock, and they sure did. They pointed us in the right direction, and I purchased this, and I own this physical DVD.
Wait, is that how we... God damn, the passage of time has really fucked me up, honestly, because, I do not remember... I just always assumed that you just had the DVD all this time. I didn't realize that we went on a whole ass goose chase for this coveted holy grail of a film. Wow.
We went on a quest.
Okay.
We went on a quest, and and we got some treasure ? We got the thing.
Damn straight.
And so we do have to caveat that we're including this one as a unique entry into this whole Kevin Smith filmography because it is the only one that Kevin Smith technically did not direct. It is not directed by Kevin Smith. But...
Yeah. I didn't know. I actually didn't know that until... I mean, I feel like we talked about it during our marathon 5 years ago, but I kind of forgot about it until having watched it. It's kind of funny, with Cop Out, it was directed, not written. I guess now we're getting the opposite effect. Hopefully it's also opposite effect quality-wise as well compared to Cop Out.
Good point. Very, very good point. This, to be fair though, this is a man that has only directed live-action movies. To direct a cartoon film... Anything that's 100% animated would be such a different job, right? It would be a completely different role. And And just to feel like that we've covered all bases, the director of this film is a guy named Steve Stark, who has an extremely long back catalog of Smodcast animations. That is pretty much it.
I mean, it's nice that Kevin got a mate or employee or whatever. I'm assuming a mate for the Smodcast. Getting a mate to tackle this film kind of thing.
From what I remember, Kane, our first time watching it, we did have less than favorable opinions on this. But who knows?
Oh, dude, you were downright fucking furious watching it, man.
I was a little bit angry. I got a bit heated when watching this, But our opinions change. Who knows?
They do.
The comedy gold that is to uncover in Jay and Silent Bob Super Groovy cartoon movie. But before we go into that, here's a bit of the trailer.
Look at you, man. I can't believe you wasted your free $5 on scratch-off tickets. Why didn't you buy something useful, you dumb fat fuck? Oh my god, dude, we're rich! Woohoo! We are rich! I know just what we can do with all this fat cash, yo. Let's become superheroes. We'll need a secret base. We're gonna need a sweet-ass, specially designed motherfucker of a car with trick buttons, gadgets, and it goes doohickeys we can use in our two-man war on crime. Especially the blunt saber. Turn it off! Turn it off! We gotta work on the hype problems. We need costumes and a shtick that'll scare the fuck out of them, sir. Now we just need some fucking supervillains.
my brothers. Join me, and together we will destroy our common enemies, Bluntman and Chronic.
You hear something?
So, Kane, what did you think jumping back into the Smodco animated film?
Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, I didn't have, like, obviously I didn't think it was a good movie back then, but I at least had the joy of watching it with my dear friend and co-host and getting to see him really enraged by the film, so I had a bit more, I was a bit more kind to the film back then because of the experience, but having to watch this alone, sober, was it was a fucking for 63 minutes. This is a fucking drag. This movie is everything that the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back movie should have been. This is stupid, but not in the way that film that Strike Back was. This is just fucking. It's ridiculous. It's annoying, and not in like an endearing way. It's just fucking annoying, man. This movie sucks,
dude. I completely agree with you, but I have to hit it a little bit more home that. I fucking hated my experience with this movie. It made me angrier than the first time because I knew what I was getting myself into this time. And I knew the bits that I didn't like, and it didn't surprise me. It was like I was fucking dreading them because also this is a movie that gets worse. It gets worse as it goes along. It starts
really does.
terribly and it ends fucking ferociously. There was a point where I was feeling literal pain watching this, and
it's my cop-out experience.
The only good thing that has to be said about this film is that it is 63 minutes, just manages to be an hour, and I think that when I go back to Melbourne and I'm in like, you know, touching distance with the physical copy of this DVD, man, I am getting rid of that shit. I don't want this bad juju as a part of my house. I despised it.
Do you want to give it to me? I've still got the copy of American Pie Bandcamp. You might as well give it to me. Let me have a trash. I also the 41-year-old version as well. Just start giving me all your fucking trash DVDs.
True. That's actually a great idea. You have the Fanatic as well. You should have a shelf of shit that is sponsored by Rhys Marks.
Hell yeah, man. That's a fucking brilliant idea, dude.
Okay, yes. You can have it, man.
But you are completely in the right, though, that yes, this is garbage. I will say, however, that it has to go without saying that I definitely did not hate this as much as you did. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. This was terrible. I didn't feel as much. I did not feel as much pain as you you did. This is nowhere. I will say that this is only slightly better than Cop Out because there was at least some lines. Well, I think I can literally count them on one hand the moments that I laughed. But yeah, I got some laughs, but nothing really else apart from just being annoyed. You had rage. I had annoyance. It was like. I think the perfect way I could describe my experience with this film, and just this film in general, it's like being the only sober person hanging out, like the only, the only sober person in a group of just complete stoners. Like, I'm talking greened out stoners. It is fucking annoying.
I feel like that you've said this to another one of Kevin Smith's movies so far, or maybe it was a different film. I don't know.
I feel maybe it was. I think that maybe
the last time that you said this was to what was it? Freaking Inherent Vice.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But with Inherent Vice though, that's a good movie, you know?
Yeah, that's purposely alienating. This is
exactly.
Okay, my experience with this is that it feels like that you're spending time with the unfunny friend who thinks that they're the funny friend. And they will not shut the fuck up. And they keep repeating the same memes and jokes that were never funny in the first place, but they think, maybe I'll get Rhys to laugh if I say it 10 more times, and then I'll crack him.
You sound like you're speaking from personal experience, old chap.
Oh my god, everyone's had mates like that, right? Everyone has.
Oh no, completely, dude. I feel like I'm sometimes that mate, but I completely get what you mean, though, man. Yeah.
And you know what? I think that this movie is made for that friend. friend. Those are the only people that would enjoy this. And you know what's upsetting? Is that it makes me think that Kevin Smith is sometimes that friend.
Especially, like, I just going into the film, like, you mentioning that, bro, what the fuck were those random excerpts where just Kevin Smith just pops up to explain the joke, or, like, you know, to be quirky and funny? Like, I have a lot of respect for the man, even when he flounders. I still have a lot of respect for him. But it's similar to that one stand-up special that we watched together. That, goddamn, he can come off as such a pretentious fucking douchebag sometimes. And I'm just like, bro, shut the fuck up, man. It's not funny. Go away. Fuck off. I love your movies, but fuck off.
As his career goes on more and more, you really see that Kevin Smith is Kevin Smith's biggest fan. And man, he said this before, and he's right. At least he's self-aware. But fuck, he really loves himself. Even self-inserting himself here to explain jokes. At least he's self-aware that he's like that he's there animated with a joint in his hand. That, like, this is completely a fucking stoner baby movie right here. Like, this is podcast coded, thoughtless spitballing. No jokes landed on the cutting room floor. Every joke was included. Okay, can you please tell me, when did you find this entertaining? When did you laugh?
I laughed early on during the film because they made a Ben Affleck Daredevil reference. I think, like, what was it? I think, like, a blind guy. I don't even remember, but it was like a blind guy. That's how much, like, this movie really means to me. I barely even fucking remember the jokes that I actually liked. But they made, like, a Ben Affleck Daredevil reference, which, like, I have a soft spot for that movie, so that got a bit of a laugh out of me. And then, I guess the only other time I really remember laughing was, like, near the end, I think, when... what was it? I think, like, it might have been Jay or someone. They're, like, stopping a villain, and then Jay just straight up murders him, just, like, stabs him with a broken bottle. And I was okay. That got a genuine laugh out of me. I was like, okay, that's actually funny. But, like, everything else was either just, like, I'm either sitting there just being like, okay, or I'm just like, this is nothing. This is absolute drivel. This is just complete nonsense, and again, not in the fun, like, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back way. Like, come on, there's no substance behind this shit, dude. Like, come on,
it's nonsense. Like, it is absolute nonsense. Also, it is Kevin Smith at his most vulgar. And
my God,
dude,
yes.
I felt like a prude watching this because it's just I'm there like, please stop. Yeah. It's like, you know, it's like Jay from The Inbetweeners just saying vulgar shit, but, like, the humor in watching Jay is that the humor is in that like, Jay is a real sort of character that exists, and that he should not be saying this shit. But then these guys are like children swearing for the sake of it, thinking that they're so cool, swearing more and more and saying more and more heinous shit.
Yeah, legit. It's like watching an episode of, like, South Park, but without any, like, the witty writing, or, like, the good pacing and all that kind of shit. You know, just with that, it's like watching South Park, but just with, like, no effort put in whatsoever.
I was the fucking guy in the first Clerks movie, Walt Flanagan, who was like, "You have highly offended me," because I was explicitly offended by this movie. It is...
I remember... Oh, my... Sorry, you go first.
So, I have two particular notes about this, is that women are explicitly just objects in this film. Every woman character is like this tiny stick that has, like, massive boobs, and they usually get their boobs out, or they talk about sleeping with other people, and, like, they are 100% objectified. And then, one of the most offensive things that I've seen in such a long time is the gay club scene, where the like, dick man, his way of being defeated by Jay and Silent Bob is being lured into a gay club where all these rabid gay men then, like, suffocate him because they're just trying to suck and lick all over this giant penis man.
It's fucked up.
I am like,
I remember,
and I'm there watching this like, a straight man wrote this. What the fuck?
It's like watching that scene unfold. It's like, I feel like maybe one of those potential audience members that watched Chasing Amy and were offended by the representation in that film. Like, watching that scene, it's like, okay, I get it. That was actually one thing I was very excited to go in to the cartoon movie was I I had the memory of watching it with you was great, purely just because like you were angry and you were like you told me that you were just flat out disgusted by Dickman. Like once Dickman came in, I'm like, yes, this is the guy that Rhys was fucking like. This was like arguably the stuff that really grossed out Rhys. All right, let's see. And yeah, it didn't disappoint. It was fucking. I mean, the Arnold voice was funny for like 30 seconds because I'm 12 years old. But then and then it was just the same joke over. It's like my name is I am Dickman. I'm fucking just like Jesus Christ.
And Dickman just jizzing everywhere in every scene. Just like
Jesus Christ.
So like this is made for freaking brain dead children.
Completely, man. Brain dead children and Kevin Smith.
Yeah, and it really does. Like as the movie goes on, it doubles, triples, quadruples down on its annoying factor because it starts to repeat itself. It starts to make itself more offensive, and then when like Cockpuncher comes into the piece. And then is like voiced by the voice actress behind like one of the main like Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony.
Tara Strong.
And it's just this like high pitched freaking annoying ass voice that doesn't annoy me if I hear Rainbow Dash with it, but just annoyed me so much hearing this in this movie. It just oh my god, rubbed me the wrong way in every single direction. And
no, I don't blame you. Speaking of rubbing the wrong way, I just want to quickly mention that, like, look, all love for Jason Mewes, all right? I love Jason Mewes. I love Jay. This is like, it's just, this is him at his worst. Oh my fucking god! I never thought I'd see the day where I tell Jay to shut the fuck up. But oh my god, like it was so fucking annoying. My god, man. Like, Jason Mewes, I'm sorry, but like, shut the fuck up, man.
Oh
Jesus.
No, poor. He's finally missed. He is finally missed after so long.
I know.
And also, it should be illegal to charge money for an animation this fucking ugly. This is like,
oh yeah, it's hideous. It's Newgrounds quality animation, but that's a diss towards like Newgrounds animators because they actually put in fucking time and effort with limited budgets, for Christ's sake.
It's YouTube Shorts level terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like, fucking Stan Lee voices himself in this.
Dude, there are so... Dude, I was like... I found... One of the more interesting things I found was, like, you know, there's some, like, notable voices in this. Like, did you know... Like, do you know who Kevin Conroy is?
Kevin Conroy... Oh, yeah, from Batman.
Yeah, you know, like, arguably a lot of people's definitive Batman voice. Like, he's in this. He plays the fucking, I think, the mayor that gives Jane Silent Bob the key to the city. And when I heard his voice, blew my fucking mind. Ray William Johnson is also in this, you know, continuing the trend of Kevin Smith bringing in YouTubers that, like, you know, past their prime. It's like, okay, yeah, come in the movie. It's like, okay, what the fuck?
With us bringing up Ray William Johnson, do you remember the times that sometimes when Ray William Johnson would like take a break from Equals 3 and Kevin Smith would fill in for him as host?
I never watched Equals 3.
Okay, I'm gonna send you some links to Kevin Smith hosting Equals 3. This like
is this a thing?
This is a legit thing. That is probably the first time that I ever saw Kevin Smith in my life. Watching Equals 3 as a 12-year-old on my iPod, that's probably how I found him.
See, I was more of a smosh and annoying orange baby, so I didn't really dip my toes into Equals 3.
Fair, understandable. And with this ugly animation, what doesn't make sense to me is that it's about time that we bring this up. Is that this isn't the first time that Kevin Smith IP has touched animation, because in the year 2000 and 2001, there was a Clerks animated series. And it only had a very, very limited, strange run that I'll probably get into more in like the overview episode. But that animation, really stylized, really charming, not the most like wowing thing ever, but... has some charm to it. But
I never watched the show, but I'd always see like clips of it during like, you know, my peak of, you know, just binging YouTube and everything. And it looked nice. Yeah, you said it's stylized. It kind of gave me trying to like remember how it looks. It kind of like reminds me of something a la like Daria or something like that.
Totally.
It's kind of like kind of crude, but also stylized in a nice way. Like I gotta give it a watch before we do the overview. Honestly,
You know what this looks like? Like, as in Jane Silent Bob Super Groovy cartoon movie looks like.
Yeah.
Family Guy porn Rule 34 parody animation.
Oh my god, yes. No, you're actually onto something, man. You're actually onto something.
And that adds to the vulgarity and grossness of it all. And you know what? I have nothing else to say about this piece of shit. I don't know how it's already been 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, we can butt out the joint that was Jane Silent Bob Super Groovy cartoon movie and get to the real meat and potatoes of this episode.
Well,
so
not just yet.
Wait, yes, go on, Rhys, take it away.
Actually, no, you introduce it. I feel like this is more your baby.
So before we get to Yoga Hoses, all right, stop complaining. We'll get there. We need to first talk about a little project that Kevin Smith was a part of. I think roughly, pretty much like the same time as Yoga Hoses was coming out.
2016.
This horror anthology called Holidays. And I wonder what the premise of this anthology called Holidays might be about. Oh my god. But basically, it's an anthology with like all the shorts being based off a particular holiday. I don't even need to explain. You guys know what holidays are and everything. And Kevin Smith, our good friend, decided to do one of my personal favorite holidays, Halloween. And I had never, I don't even think we were really even planning on talking about this segment because you had seen it. Because you had seen the movie or just the short, Rhys?
I had seen the entire movie. Watched it with Casey years ago, and
yes. Yeah. Okay. So I had never seen it, and Rhys didn't really have any interest in covering it. And I'm thinking like, no, you know what? I'll give it a watch. I was just gonna watch the segment, but I'm like, no, screw it. I want to fill out my letterbox. I want to add some more entries. So let's watch the entire thing. And the film's whatever. Like it's like every other anthology kind of movie. Some shorts are great. Some shorts are actually like pretty great. Like the Christmas one I really enjoyed, mainly just because Seth Green's in it. But everything else is just kind of interesting concepts, but nothing really a lot to stick with me. The Halloween one for me personally, it was alright. Like I thought it didn't really overstay its welcome. It was kind of funny, but like I feel like not in the way that Kevin wanted it to be. Just because, look, the main gimmick of Rhys, would you like to take away the plot? I feel like you might actually explain it better than I will.
Okay, so essentially from the gist of the holidays segment for Halloween is just that there's a bunch of cam girls and then like their manager, pseudo e-pimp sort of situation, treats all these e-girls poorly on Halloween night, don't let them go out to party. So then the girls decide to take revenge on him, sedate him, and then torture him. And that's fucking it. That is it. And other than them wanting to go out to celebrate at a Halloween party, it actually has nothing to do with Halloween. And here's a bit of the trailer. Actually, no. You're not even getting any of the trailer. Because I think it's so, like, just a spit in the pan, and that's all. There's not too much to... Like, well, yeah, I did not like this. I've got to say it.
Fair enough, honestly. Like, the only kind of... Really, the only enjoyment that I got out of it is that the e-pimp that is getting tortured is played by, and I can't believe he brought him back, Harley from Epic Mealtime again. Why? But just the novelty of just seeing this fucking this YouTuber past his prime just getting tortured, I just thought was kind of, I had a bit of a belly laugh from that. But I don't think that. But I know, not even I don't think, I know that wasn't the intention behind Kevin Smith, or at least like to the extent of like my reaction. I was like oh yeah, Epic Mealtime getting tortured, funny kind of thing. God, that makes you sound like a fucking sadist. Jesus Christ.
Also,
please don't fucking dox me, guys.
And I think I mentioned this in the Tusk episode, that I hate his screen presence. I think he is a terrible screen presence, and he brought it here too. That is not an actor on screen. That is a YouTuber acting.
I feel like honestly, his screen presence, it's not good, but I feel like it was it was better than in Tusk kind of thing.
Okay, fair, better in Tusk. Not a high fucking bar. Not a high bar at all.
Completely. It's like saying getting like shot. It's like saying getting like shot in the fucking kneecap is better than getting shot in the head. Yeah, technically it is better, but it's still fucking terrible. Like, come on.
Yeah, and like something that I find a little bit interesting is that Harley Quinn Smith is casted as like one of the cam girls. And she would have been under 18 at the time of like filming this.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Actual?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Hardcore. So she was born in 1999. This came out in 2016. So the oldest she could have been is 17, probably
Right,
16.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh Jesus, that's a bit Kevin. That's a bit weird, mate.
It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange that he went to his 16-year-old daughter to play cam girl in this, but
yeah. Oh my god.
it's okay. But it's not like that. They're actually like. There's much to it all. It's
no, not at all, man.
I don't think that anyone can be offended by this because that would mean getting some sort of emotion from it. And
no, completely.
I don't think that it is really it's really willing of too much emotion.
No, I completely agree. I think, honestly, I feel like that's all we really need to say. So I think Halloween night has ended, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we can get into the real cinema, okay? Rhys, take it away.
Okay, so to cap off the first sort of trilogy of Kevin Smith's horror movies, we're going to Canada once again for Yoga Hoses. Because Tusk really needed a spin-off, right? Here's a bit of the trailer.
I'm talking about your entire generation. Generation why me, I call it.
You live on your phones. You have no idea how to function like normal people in the real world.
Miss Wickland, this isn't the real world. This is Canada.
Oh, it's Lulu and Lemon.
Condescending riot girls.
Colleen Coalition. I would like to invite you both to my party.
A senior party?
A senior party?
Senior boys only invite sophomore girls to parties for one thing.
God knows what else, eh?
All you need to handle any situation in life are the Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 positions, girls. Master those, and you will master anyone who gives you shit.
Ew, why did your dad text me like 37 times?
Oh my god, he's making us work tonight! Oh my god!
It feels a little bit like I'm being a broken record at this point in saying this, but, you know, Kevin Smith returns to his roots once again in this movie to give us a story, again, about some clerks. And it's a little bit wholesome because now we have these two clerks working at a convenience store, now one played by his lovely daughter, passing the torch down to another generation. But this is not a New Jersey-based convenience store. It is one in Canada. It's called
no, sorry, you go first.
So it's no quick stop. It's an A to Z. And
oh god.
And the plot of this movie is that it's about two young teenage girls who, when just trying to have a fun time and party with some friends inside the convenience store, they uncover a underground Nazi sausage demon thing that is trying to resuscitate Hitler to now bring apart the Nazi Empire in Canada. That's the fucking movie.
Did you guys catch that? All right, because it's going to be a test afterwards, all right? So stick around, pay attention.
And that, a lot of questions probably come up from this, right? But, you know, before we answer some of them, what about this question? Kane, is Yoga Hoses, with its ridiculous premise, its unique concept, is it any good?
You know, I'll say this, is that it is really nice that, like, at this point in Kevin Smith's career, that, you know, he's really just doing kind of what he wants, what he enjoys, and, you know, like, and also it's really sweet to see, you know, that he's giving his daughter, like, a proper starring role. And that's nice. However, doesn't stop the film from being absolutely fucking awful. Oh my god, I hated this. I fucking hated this. Oh my, this was just as bad as I remember it 5 years ago. No, I'm serious. I was dreading watching this. Absolutely dreading it. I was like, legitimately, at one point, I was going to actually watch this with my girlfriend. Yeah, hey guys, I got a girlfriend now, so sorry ladies. Kane's off the market.
Oh,
but,
nice.
but
Congratulations. What a
Thank
beautiful
you.
way to announce this during the Yoga Hoses episode.
Well, no, because there's a story about this. Is that before I was going to watch it, I was actually going to convince her to watch it with me, so that way I could at least I don't know, lessen some of the impact of the film it would have on me, the anguish that I knew I was going to get myself into. But I'm like, no. I need to go into this just on my own. I need to walk this road alone. Okay, and I was thinking,
I'm going out there by myself, baby.
Exactly.
Remember me.
Yeah, no, but I was dreading it, but you know what? I was also thinking, maybe, it could be something. Maybe it could be just something. It's just fucking terrible. It's awful. I don't my thoughts during this movie were just, what the fuck were they thinking? What were they thinking? To take a page from Angry Video Game Nerd, but oh my god, Rhys, please tell me you're on the same page.
So isn't it an interesting thing? Looking back at this film, that is only from 2016. That doesn't feel like it's that long ago now, right?
True.
That on the surface, this is a film from a pretty well-known filmmaker starring Lily Rose Depp, Austin Butler, and Johnny Depp.
Dude, it blew my fucking mind. No, sorry, go. I'll talk later.
This is the setup of a fucking AAA blockbuster film that's going to make hundreds of millions of dollars and get people sitting in theaters.
Oh yeah.
But yet this film that should be fucking made of gold feels as cheap as fucking tinfoil, man. and not a good cheap, not a mac and cheese, nice and good soul food, synthetic fucking Twinkie in the microwave, bullshit, artificial, awful. That this movie, I don't think knows what the fuck it wants to be. It's so confused. And it is a slog to get through, man.
Oh my god, yeah, dude! I am so happy that I managed to find the entire full movie on YouTube. So I was genuinely just ecstatic because I did not want to spend money on this thing, and I'm so happy I didn't have to, because this would have been like my Jason X experience. I would have wanted to fucking murder someone. I absolutely would have wanted to murder someone.
I think that when we first watched it, we watched it with Russian subtitles. I think that was the only way that we could, yeah. So
interesting.
So I'm glad that you could watch it all for free on YouTube. It was on, I think, Stan for me here, so I got it in pretty good, crisp quality. But how much can you shine a shit? Not much.
Exactly. Also, it's not good because now your Stan algorithm's completely fucked up. Now you bring a mate home, they're gonna see that Yoga Hoses has been watched, and that's gonna raise a lot of questions. All right, it's gonna raise a lot of questions. Is all I'm saying.
What a strange freaking movie, though, right? I think that above all, I think even before this is a bad movie, this is a strange movie.
Completely.
It's original, but in the way of because who would have made this?
No, completely. Honestly, the tagline for this movie should have been from something from the deranged mind of Kevin Smith, because that's the only way to describe this movie. It's just
from the blazed mind of Kevin Smith.
Oh my god! Because there's no other way to describe what the fuck's going on. First the film wants to be Scott Pilgrim with the weird kind of character introduction cards with bright colors and looking like a 2016 Instagram filter, or even TikTok fucking brain rot bullshit today. And then it also wants to be Clerks but with girls, and I'll throw in a little bit of coming of age, American Pie, fucking whatever was out at the time, and then wants to be a goofy, kooky horror movie. There are compliments I will give this film as we go on. The first I will say is that while this is a god-awful film, I will say this, it is certainly not boring. I will definitely say that I was not bored during my time watching this.
Fair.
Yeah, this is not I wasn't checking my phone and falling asleep and just kind of, you know, scratching on my skin, just being like, oh my god, there's nothing here, nothing to soak in, like with Cop Out. But yeah, it's not really not a really high bar to pass, though. I'll tell you what. Bloody hell.
This is out of the sort of horrific, and I say horrific as in quality, Kevin Smith movies. This is definitely nowhere near the most painful. And one thing that I have to mention with you talking about these weird social media intros that are too quick and add nothing. Like,
I know, you can't read all this shit, man.
It gives you all these tidbits about every character that comes into the thing, but then you can't even read the description. And there's probably like interesting, fun little jokes and things in there that you have to pause to actually see what's going on. What?
It's also just no. Sorry, you go first.
What that tells me, what these social media interests tell me, is that this movie has no idea what its audience is. Like, as in, what is its target demographic? Because that, to me, feels like it is for a movie made for 14 or 15-year-old girls. Like, like a sleepover movie.
Yeah.
But then, if you're making a movie for, like, 14, 15-year-old girls, you don't have little Nazi bratwurst that kill people by jumping into their buttholes. And,
oh my god!
Didn't even mention this. Then have this weird fucking like goalie golem Tusk-coated creature that is a Nazi as well.
Dude, I forgot that was... That's how, like, overbearing and just, like, ridiculous this fucking movie is. That, like, with all the shit that's being thrown at me, I forgot about the fucking Nazi golem monster trash pile, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Oh my god.
If you're making... This is where I think that his, identity gets so muddled up, is that with the whole, like, ridiculous Nazi bratwurst, blah, 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 he's making a Kevin Smith movie there. He's making a movie for himself. But then, this movie, the biggest intention of it, right, is for him that Kevin wants to make a movie with his daughter. So he's making a movie for Harley. And, in extension, for, like... teenage girls. And then by making a movie that is simultaneously for Kevin Smith fans, which are probably like sort of 30 to 40-year-old stoner dudes, as well as teenage girls,
the millennial crowd, basically.
The millennials, that intercept, you're pissing off both audiences by alienating them both simultaneously with the other one.
Completely. It's like this saying that I quote a lot of the time. It's like, you know, he's trying to please everyone. He's trying to please both crowds, but ends up pleasing no one. It's ridiculous. It's insane. Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
There's no compromise here, and then that's why the tone's all over the fucking place.
Oh my god, I know. God. Jesus Christ. It literally... oh my god. It's just hard to describe this movie. You know, like, you've tried describing this movie to people. Like, obviously we're just trying to describe it right now for the podcast, but, like, do you find it difficult trying to explain this movie to mates? Or even, like, I remember you trying to explain this movie to me back in, like, 2017, a year after it came out, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You didn't even mention the Nazi bratwurst back in the day.
I've seen this movie 3 times now. 3 times in my fucking life.
Absolutely ridiculous, man. I've watched this twice, and that's it, bro. Do you know how hard it was to explain to my girlfriend? Like, after watching this, like, explaining the Nazi bratwurst and showing her a photo of what they look like, she thought I was fucking deranged. She thought, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what the fuck?
It sounds like a movie concept that a junkie explains to you on the train. Like, that's not real, and they also, like, they are the star in this movie, and, like, but no one's allowed to know this me, because I'm in witness protection, and the movie's been hidden, but it actually made a lot of money. It made millions of dollars in India and in China, where it's like I'm a big movie star there. Like, it sounds like fucking psychobabble.
Yeah, legit, like fucking shit.
Yeah, and I like for Kevin that he was able to make a movie with his daughter, and that's how he sees this movie, is that he has no regrets because of the beautiful memories he's been able to make with Harley on this.
It's sweet, honestly. Like looking at that aspect is sweet,
And they did heaps of press for this movie, like as in, so it debuted at Sundance Film Festival.
Jesus, he's fuck off.
Yeah, what the fuck, right? Harley gave an introduction to the screening, and then followed by Kevin came and joined, and they did heaps of interviews with like heaps of the cast, like Justin Long and Austin Butler as well. It's really interesting watching all these press interviews with like 6 to 7 people in the room, and Austin Butler is the least like sort of famous of this group at this point, and he has barely anything to say, and he probably feels honored and privileged to be in the room sharing it with fucking Kevin Smith and Harley Quinn Smith.
It blew my fucking, because like I didn't know who Austin Butler was the first time I watched this. I only looking back on it, obviously he was the guy, he was like one of the brothers in Aliens in the Attic, cinema classic, but had no idea that he was in Yoga Hosers back in 2020. I'll tell you what, when I saw his name in the opening credits, I was going bananas. I was like, no fucking way. Austin Butler's in this? What the fuck? The albino bald cunt from Dune Part 2? Let's fucking go. I will say that, like...
a megastar.
Oh, yeah. Honestly. Look, I'll say this about, like, just, like, the acting in general, is that, like, it's not awful. It's not awful. They are, like, everyone's trying their best,
Yeah.
It's also just fascinating to watch this movie, obviously, with the benefit of hindsight, seeing now, people, alumni like, Austin Butler, even, like, Lily Rose Depp, having just seen Nosferatu and thinking she was really great in that movie, and then coming back to this, it's like, The Humble Beginnings is, like, just so fucking, it's fascinating. That's a fascinating part about this movie at the very least, is that, like, it's like a jumping off point for, like, what can be considered like pretty A-list stars now,
Yeah, it's quite nice too that for people that didn't tune into the Tusk episode, that the only reason that this movie exists as a whole is that so with Johnny Depp being in Tusk, he asked if he could bring his daughter along to set one day. And Kevin was like, yeah, sure. Do you want her to be in the movie? Like, we'll get a uniform for her, and she can sit behind the counter and be a clerk with my daughter. And that was the seed of these two main characters in Yoga Hosers being in Tusk, and just from an off-random chance like that, then turning into a whole spin-off film and making her, like, the star of the film.
Nice little family effort kind of thing, family project kind of man.
So maybe would have happened anyway, but we can't say that for sure. What we can say for sure, though, is that a first big starring role, or first starring role in a film, before Nosferatu, before The Idol, before the illustrious career that she's about to have, came from Yoga Hosers. Bizarre.
Insane. Fucking hell, man. Like, that is... It is fascinating. It really, really is, man. Bloody hell.
I did look at a lot of these press interviews for the film around Sundance. One thing that kept on coming up in the Kevin and Harley interviews that made me a little bit sad to hear. Yeah. So firstly, Harley was so nervous, which totally understandable. Yeah. She's never done this before. I think she's 17 at the time.
Especially trying to do PR and press tours for a movie like Yoga Hosers. Goddamn, I do not envy her.
Also, with your father, who is most known for not being able to shut the fuck up. Like, every interview, it'll be like one question to Harley. Harley takes 15 seconds to answer. Same question to Kevin, and it's about 4 minutes. Like,
the thing is, it's like blah blah blah, and then yep, and then yada yada yada.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even like making movies anymore. I'm a podcaster now. But, I can bring them together and bring my daughter in, and we have the best time. And weed's great. That's what usually happens.
Right, yeah.
Is that she said in one of these interviews that she has only seen, at this point in time, when, like, Yoga Hosers having wrapped and being in the PR for it, she'd only seen Mallrats and Tusk. Only Kevin Smith movies that she has seen.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Interesting
So, like,
selection.
she's here continuing the legacy of Clerks without even seeing Clerks yet.
Wow.
Isn't that a bit strange?
Isn't
that like
bizarre? Yeah.
I find that a bit odd and disconnected. I don't know. Like, it feels like that there's a piece missing to this puzzle.
No, completely, man. I get you. Like, come on, do your daughterly duties and do some research, mate. Come on, what are you doing?
Also, I have to mention here that when first sort of watching the movie as a teenager, I had such a big crush on Harley in this film.
I remember we talked about this.
And there was just like, something about her. I don't know. Maybe I my savior complex came in and I wanted to just save her from this terrible film.
No, of course, fair enough. See, I was the opposite. I thought, like when I watched this, like watching this, I was like, oh, she's good looking and all that. I was more into Lily Rose Depp at the time, and I remember we got into a heated debate about it. Not really. We were just like,
okay.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
we were full on violently arguing about it. Man.
Harley has more personality. No. Amongst all these characters, they introduce so fucking many, and they want them to be sort of like significant characters because they're giving them the social media intro that gives them fucking like hobbies and talents and all those sort of things, but half of the characters only show up for a single scene.
I was gonna bring that up like 15 minutes ago, and like it was frustrating me so much. And it's just like, why is there a title card for like the fucking history teacher? Like we see her in one scene, the principal one scene. I mean, at least with Tony Hale and bloody, I think her name's Jessica in American Pie. Like that chick. They're at least in like what 2-3 scenes at the very least. Like. Jesus Christ! What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
It feels like that this movie sets up a film that is going to happen. Also, it's Natasha Lyonne, by the way.
Natasha Lyonne. Okay, yeah. Okay, nice.
And it feels right, like that they're setting up all these things for. I watched a video about this that I thought was really, really interesting. Is that it was saying that what this film does so poorly is that with like a sort of like creature feature with like little rambunctious creatures going around causing havoc, like like a Gremlins or like all these something like that. Usually half the fun of that movie, of those sort of films, is that you introduce all these locations and show them their status quo, and then slowly as the movie goes on, the little creatures sort of go into these new environments and they fuck up stuff in these environments.
They mess about, they have a bit of a rambunctious time and everything.
And in this film, it introduces the yoga studio, the school, the gym, all these different places. But then you never go back there. You think, why are we even here? The principal, who seems to be a bit of a big deal, like their sort of savior that she's harsh, but she's looking out for these girls.
Yeah.
No one introduced in that school have any relevancy.
No, completely. The only ones that have any relevancy is Austin Butler and his weird friends who I thought he was like an actor that I knew, but I looked at him up on Letterboxd and I'm like, okay, I don't know this guy, but why the fuck does he have such a familiar face? Like those are the only guys that actually have significance in the film, and that's also weird as well. I want to say this is why make Austin Butler and his friend devil cult worshippers? That goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere.
If you're gonna have them be fucking murderers or try to attack, the girls to get the plot going and everything, have them be fucking neo-Nazis or some shit. Have them believe in the fascist ideologies of fucking Canadian Hitler or whatever the fucking cunt's name was in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't be bothered to check.
Or tie in that their satanic sort of a satanic ritual or something awakens these Nazi bratwurst or something like that.
Yes, legit. That's not even the reason why they wake up. I think it's
not.
The bratwurst wake up is because fucking Adam Brody bloody overblows the speakers on his drum kit or some crap like that.
Yes, it's because the electricity goes out at the store, which is ridiculous. Is so no way that there's not been a power outage in the 80 years since World War II.
No way.
There's
no way that fucking quick stop, A to Z, would have been open in 1945 during World War II kind of thing. So, you have a building, you tear it down. Like, there had to have been a power outage. This is ridiculous. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm trying to, like, put logic into yoga hoses, man. Fucking hell.
I'm not an electrician, but I believe that if you are connecting the electricity of this convenience store to whatever same electricity line that is connected to this underground bunker with the fucking fridge or whatever the fuck, then to connect that, to expand that electricity line, then you should have to turn off that power anyway, because if not, then as you're extending it, then electricity is right away going in there, and it's like you can't just like plug in right away. Okay, now the store's all there. Fucking. Anyway,
this is how bad this movie is. That it's got us bitching about the fucking the logistics of fucking electricity usage. Like,
true. Also, quite interesting that both Kevin Smith and Quentin Tarantino casting Austin Butler before being truly discovered as serial killing sort of cultists.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. Charles Manson cult in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Satanic cult in Yoga Hosers.
Oh, cute. And I'm sure that there are. I'm sure there are plenty of people that probably thought Elvis was like a devil worshipper or like in a cult or whatever. So the trend carries on in a certain point of view. Okay, very nice. He's got a typecast, so it seems. Hey, maybe in Doom Messiah they might explain that Fade Ratha was, I don't know, praying to the demon version of Shai Hulud. I don't know.
Maybe. A little motif that Kevin Smith takes on from Tusk to this as well is that he likes now putting like black and white flashbacks, which feels like it truly is the like film school laziest, easiest shit you can do. Like, how do we convey a flashback is happening? Either do the wavy transition, or you do black and white now. And it's just exposition dumping, super lame, super untidy. Really didn't like that.
It's nowhere near as captivating as the black and white flashbacks were in Tusk. Like,
I didn't like them in Tusk either. I hated them in Tusk.
I liked them in Tusk. I don't know what you're talking about. I liked them in Tusk, but we can agree in this they're not good. I at least got a little bit of, like, a tiny bit of enjoyment just because, like, I didn't know that Haley Joel Osment played, like, played a Nazi in that, in those flashbacks, so that got a bit of a giggle out of me. I was like, oh, lol, it's Mesmerizer from The Boys, hell yeah. But, that's pretty much it. I'm just like, okay, yeah. I don't care. This is not interesting. This is just, it's just exposition dumping. Like, come on, there's no intrigue. It's just a fucking history test. Like, my god.
I want to ask you, how did you feel about our boy Guy Lapointe coming back?
Guy Lapointe. Sorry, I just, the character means so much to me. I need to correct you on the pronunciation.
You're very protective of this favorite character of yours. Tell me.
I love him so much. No, he was a lot worse in this one. He was so much worse. He was so honestly, looking back on it, maybe I was too harsh on him in Tusk, because at least he was somewhat, like, he was annoying, but like, compared to this, he's a lot more subdued. He's like, and like, I get that, like, he's stumbling over his words and he's saying nonsense and talking in this weird way because, it's implied and, like, shown that, like, he's supposed to be drunk and everything like that. Sure, whatever, but doesn't change the fact that he's not funny. He's fucking annoying. He at least had, like, maybe one funny line in Tusk. I don't like him in this. I don't... he was a bumbling fucking buffoon is what he was. That's what he fucking was, Rhys.
Did you notice the new running gag of this character in Yoga Hoses is that in different shots, his moles and freckles keep on changing location. Isn't that funny?
I noticed that, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, I see what you're doing, Kevin. Fucking stop. It's not working, mate. It's not working. No matter how hard you try to, no matter how hard you and fucking prosthetic, fucking donned up Johnny Depp try to shove this character down my throat, I ain't biting, mate. I ain't biting, okay? I'm not like Justin. I'm not like Justin Long biting Michael Park in the walrus suit, alright? I ain't biting. Fuck off.
So, speaking of prosthetics, did you recognize who the face is of all of these Nazi bratwursts?
No, honestly, I did not. Honestly, who was it?
I kept on thinking it was this Mexican stand-up comedian this whole time.
Right. Yeah.
And then by doing a little bit of digging, it was supposed to be Jason Mewes. They wanted it to be Jason Mewes, and they got to the point of that, like, it was all ready to go, but Jason could not deal with the prosthetics. When they tried putting him in prosthetics, he just would freak out.
I thought he was just like, no, man. He's like, no, man, I'm not doing this shit. This is Jay and Silent Bob Super Groovy cartoon movie was one thing. This is just fucking juvenile.
It's too fucking hot in here, man. It's too fucking hot in here. No, yeah,
that's probably the real reaction. Yes.
I reckon that's what he did. But so instead of it being Jay, it was Silent Bob.
It's Kevin Smith?
It's Kevin.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay,
Jesus. I think he is truly unrecognizable. Like, I don't think it looks like Kevin at all.
No, honestly, okay, yeah, could have fooled me. I thought it was like a character actor of, like, you know, Mexican or like Latino descent or whatever. But okay, could have fucking fooled me. Jesus Christ, fucking hell.
How off-putting are the design of this fucking Nazi bratwurst?
They look The thing is that they look awful. The CG and, like, the fucking this, like, annoying orange effect looking ass face placement over the body of the bratwurst. It's so unappealing, and, like, you know, because, like, you mentioned creature feature films before, and, like, part of the joy of those kind of films, you know, as well as, you know, them causing chaos to, like, big, you know, locations and, you know, houses and malls and blah blah blah, having fun, is that, like, a lot of people watch these movies for, like, the fun creature designs and the fun, like, kind of practical effects. You know, you got your critters, you got your ghoulies, you got your gremlins, you got, hell, even you got your aliens and all that kind of shit. But, like, oh my god, and, like, I don't know what the budget was, and, like, look, I don't want to harp on, like, you know, I don't want to harp on the CG or whatever, but, like, oh my god, it's fucking... It's not even, like, so bad it's kind of funny or anything like that. It's just fucking... It's terrible. It's honestly terrible that any fun that could have been had with these goofy-looking creatures is just thrown out the window. Also, you know, obviously, the design just fucking sucks as well. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man.
It is... Usually in these creature features, or, like, critter features, critter fitters, usually, like, you're really looking forward to the big moments of action and climax when, like, you know, they're fighting and wreaking havoc. The worst moments in this film is when they're fighting the Nazi bratwurst. The worst moments. Yeah. You fucking dread them because, them being filled with this cheese that, like, looks, so it is cheese, and it looks like it is low resolution, like the texture that they've used for this fucking CG cheese, right? Like, it looks like that the whole movie could be in HD, but that shit's in 240p.
Could not agree more, man. It felt like I was watching, like... I feel like I was watching, like, an old Nostalgia Critic sketch or whatever with the fake 240p quality bullshit. Like, oh my god. But the thing is, though, in defense of my boy Doug Walker, those effects were, like, done on, like, YouTube with, like, Premiere Pro 2007. This is a fucking $1 million movie, man. Like, what's going on? I've seen movies made for less with better special effects. I mean, hell, dude, like, oh my god, I've seen, like, movies with shitty special effects. Like you ever watch Hellraiser? The practical effects are great, but you ever see, like, the kind of digital effects they kind of try to put in when the Cenobites are disappearing and reappearing? That looks bad, but that's, like, in a endearing kind of sense of bad. This is just bad, man. Bloody hell, sorry, it just really struck a nerve with me. Fuck hell.
This was made for $5 million.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Tusk was made for $3 million.
Are you? Oh my god, that's bullshit.
How much better does Tusk look on every front?
Yes, dude. Yes. Oh my god. Yes.
The liquid effects in this look like the liquid effects in Robot Chicken, and it looks a bit weird and off-putting in Robot Chicken, and the actors are fucking action figures. So what does that say about this live action film?
Oh my god, ridiculous.
I also want to put a little caveat that I'm surprised that I haven't said this earlier. This is a film with one joke in it. And the joke is Canada is funny. Canadian accents funny. Saying
God.
A at the end of sentences are funny.
How funny are their... But you've got about their accents, Rhys. Aren't
No,
their
I said
accents also
accents.
hilarious?
I said accents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Don't
I'm
worry,
sorry.
I didn't forget about the accents. The funniest point of the movie.
Very funny, very funny. I think that... it's hilarious. Oh my God. I just want to go to Canada and just go... hear people talk and say, hey, and just go point and laugh.
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
Kevin Smith said it was funny. Fucking hell.
And you know, you want to hear something that we can be grateful for. We can actually be really, really grateful for this one thing, is that Kevo loves doing a trilogy, right? So this caps off his sort of horror trilogy. This was actually going to be the second entry in his Canada trilogy. And he was going to have a tip point end to this trilogy with a film called Moose Jaws. With the description with the description of this film being quite similar to the film Jaws, but with a moose.
Okay. Jesus,
which sounds hilarious, right?
You know what that's making me think of right now? It's just making me think of the moose that we saw in American Pie Band Camp. Now that would be an Academy Award worthy movie right there. I'll tell you.
That's a spin-off that we need. A spin-off from a spin-off.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Jesus. Goddamn Mary and Joseph, holy fucking shit! Oh, the fact that like he had the goal to think that yes, I will make a third entry in like lol Canada is pretty quirky. Ooh. It's like fucking shut up, dude. Oh my God, it's even more asinine than those dickheads that thought making a trilogy of Exorcist movies was a good idea in 2024. Ridiculous, fucking hell.
Yeah, I think that we can count our blessings that, you know what, we haven't had to sit through that.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's still like a work in progress on IMDb currently. I don't think it's ever going to be picked up again. I think that Yoga Hosers definitely put a nail in this coffin.
Oh, you never know. You never know, Rhys. Clerks 3 was in development hell for years on end, and we ended up getting that. So maybe in a year or two from now, when you get back from Europe, Moose Jaws will come out, and that'll be our reunion film together.
The actual trilogy people want. Forget about Clerks.
Yeah.
You know, with such a unique title that we have focused on today, I wanted to bring a special guest on to the show. A friend of the show that was present through all of our Hunger Games marathon. A woman named Hannah, a dear friend of both of ours, who the reason that we want her to be on the show today is because I remember hearing from her years ago. I was describing Yoga Hosers to her because it is really one of those films that it is fun to explain how fucking weird this film is. And she goes, oh no, I've seen that. And I'm like, what? Really? And she's like, yeah, I watched that one night. It was interesting. And I could not believe my ears that Hannah, as a Kevin Smith virgin, not being aware of any of the preceding films to come before it, and also as a teenage girl, watched this film that was sort of half made for her. So I think that it's very important that we're going to put some time aside now to get an outsider's perspective on Yoga Hosers.
Woo! Hello, Marathon Mias. This is Hannah reporting live, having a cool segment on the show. But I'm very honoured to be back, and it's not Hunger Games related, and it's a bit out of my realm. It's Kevin Smith. So I got Rhys to send me some prompts, so let's get started. Sorry, I'm reading it, and he misspelt Yoga Hosers. It says Hoga Hoser. So Hoga Hosers, let's get started. What made you watch this in the first place? Okay, I remember when I was rummaging through Netflix, this is how I think I remember it. This is a half-half. I'm not sure if it's either from SBS or from Netflix, because this is something that's very outside of my realm to watch. I remember I spoke to Rhys in high school. Hey, Rhys, I watched Yoga Hosers. And he was like, what? And he's like, what's it about? To test me. I said, little men that rummage through the store, and then these girls had to fight these little men. This is also great because this is like it feels like remembering a dream that I've had years ago, and I haven't watched it since 7 years ago, so memory's very faded. So I think this is a great review to have. What impression it gives to a viewer 7 years on. So what made you watch this in the first place? I think it was rummaging through Netflix and I saw two girls and I thought, this is going to be like a coming of age film. What were your first reactions to the film? My first reactions to the film was, this is like a coming of age girls film. And then it gets a bit weird. Like they go to yoga. I remember that. And then there's these little men and then they're called Nazis or Fatsies or not. But they have little like picket. I remember they have little picket things and they're attacking and these girls are I remember this. The girls were texting a lot. And I got mad because I'm like, that's not how teenagers do it. But obviously it was, it was funny. It reminded me of the video game, which I really loved. Third, have you heard of Kevin Smith before? Well, I just called him Kevin Spacey by mistake. Is Kevin Spacey a person? Guys, please fact check me when you get this voice memo. Kevin Smith, I have, obviously, if you've told me his movies, I would have said I've watched them, but I've never been a Kevin Smith fan. For example, I'm not as intensely being like, it's from Kevin Smith compared to a Wes Anderson film or a Sofia Coppola film because they're the big names. But I should actually get into Kevin Smith. The fourth one is, do you want to watch any more of his movies? Yes, 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 because that one felt like a wild, weird dream. Like the little sausage men running around. Johnny Depp's daughter. Did Johnny Depp get his daughter and then Kevin Smith? Are they best friends and thought, we'll get our daughters in it? Because I remember the director's daughters in it as well. I would love to watch it. I'd love to see if Kevin Smith, usually artists that go in such a creative direction have such a heartfelt film or a nice rom-com. Rhys, I'm going to go on a yap here, but I love Rosie. And then I don't like How to Be Single. And Rhys told me it's from the same director. So I'm definitely interested to learn more about Kevin Smith universe and be in tune with you guys watching these episodes and getting more in the Kevin Smith episodes. I just repeated myself. But I'm very fortunate to have a segment in the show of someone who watched it 7 years back. Love you guys. Love you, Kane and Rhys. And this is my voice memo.
Wow, what insightful comments, Hannah. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely spellbinding. You know her, you love her, it's Hannah. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so let's close this off. What are your final thoughts on Yoga Hoses?
Do I need any final thoughts? Do I need to think about this movie again, Rhys?
I don't know if there were many thoughts going into the creation of this film, so I think you can call it however you want to call it.
You know what is at the very least, it's to reiterate a point, to bring it back home to what I said earlier. It's at least not a boring film. It's awful. It's terrible. It's stupid, annoying, ridiculous. Doesn't make sense. Unfunny, unscary. The effects are awful, and blah 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 blah. But it's not boring. So take it for what you will. I mean, hey, it's at least a fun film to explain to people that will end up making them think you're a fucking psycho or on drugs. So that's something, I guess. That's cool. That's cool.
It does seem like a fake movie. You're right. It seems like a trailer, like a fake trailer for this film would be made and put into another movie.
God,
right?
yes, dude. Yes, man. Fucking hell. That's a great point.
And I think that is so much like an effect of the stoner experience. Of a man who his career has been developed enough now that he can really say fuck it and sort of make anything. And I legitimately think that the concept of this movie came from Kevin coming up with the term and phrase yoga hoses. He liked that word and was like, let's make a movie from that word. And what I feel about this film is that it is probably to date Kevo's laziest film that is also about absolutely nothing. There is not a character arc in this film. Events occur, But our two central characters, what crisis do they have in their lives that they work through and change from? No one changes in this movie.
No,
Creatures, the bad guy gets killed, and no longer Nazism takes over Canada. But
God bless, they're heroes. Ooh.
But what does this movie have to say? And what Kevin in a lot of interviews has said is that very much like it's a bit funny, and it's a bit of a funny irony, right? That this movie that he's sort of written for his daughter is like, you know, he's getting his daughter to sort of like fight off all these like phallic bratwursts that are trying to attack her. Like it's a stay away from boys movie to his daughter, which, you know, that's a funny anecdote. Ha ha ha. Like, oh yeah,
no,
that's
not
a funny,
bad, not bad.
That's a funny second meeting. But with the characters it introduces, the arcs and crises that these people go through, this Seinfeld might be about nothing, but this is about fucking nothing. Nothing more than an exercise in daddies and daughters making a movie. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page at MarathonMeOfficial, all one word, and our Instagram, MarathonMe_official, to keep up to date on the podcast. And hey, if you want to get into contact with us, email us at marathonmepodc, yes, the letter C, @gmail.com. Like podcast without the arse.